just looking at the late game, I would actually give Empire the advantage. At first, I always side with a Furion, like Furion being one of the best offlaners to make that transition into the late game, but they don't have that much to back up. Both the other cores will drop off to some extent. Like a Juggernaut is not the most amazing hard carry, and Brewmaster does significantly drop off at a certain point just because his Brewlings don't get any stronger. So
yeah.
I would actually give the advantage to Empire in the late game, and I really love not only their laning phase, but their mid game. Like, if they survive through the laning phase just fine up against Na Vi, and they go into the mid game on even ground, I think Empire have this game 100%.
Yeah, that's probably the case, but we'll see if they can actually get that, though. That's gotta be the bigger question. And so far, just the teams scouting out each other a little bit here. Silent going out and cutting the trees so they can make a pull through maybe in the future. But very aggressive play from Navi here with the supports. Just probably gonna ward or at least block off with one of the supports later on. And all the trees being cut here with the Killing Blade. Oh, there should be a fight almost, I wonder. I don't think Empire want this. This is a very dangerous fight to take.
Yeah, they do not have the power. I mean, like, at level 3, 4, I think they can conceivably get a kill just through the two supports. They have a lot of nuking power at about level 3, level 4, but also Doom really needs time, right? He's a carry very similar to, I think, a Faceless Void, in the fact that you have some decent amount of survivability, but really that's it. When it comes to tri-lane engagements, you don't add very much in that regard. So I think they need some time. They just need to be able to survive. Level 3, level 4, they have the possibilities to upset the aggro try from Na Vi, but in the meantime, they should just stick passive and stay away from those fights. The other solos, they're going to have Empire, they're going to have Mag on the Tidehunter. He's going to be 1v1ing up against Funix, Furion, and in the mid lane we have Resolution is going to be playing the Storm Spirit up against Dendy's Brewmasters. So Empire does have some decent 1v1 heroes in their sides.
Yeah, that's true. Did I tell you how smart Always Wanna Fly is, by the way? He kept his sentries back on the chicken, so the enemy didn't know that they had a sentry on any of the supports, and then bring them out afterwards to get a nice simple D-ward here against Navi. So that's, you know, it's not unheard of. It's something that teams do every now and then, but it's still a nice play, forcing that Observer ward down.
Yeah, just any kind of mind games to give you a slight advantage, which is perfect because we were talking about how they need to stay away from fights. Well, that's the best way to do it, is actually free up your pull.
D-ward and pull. Yep. Yeah, it is. So this is going to allow them to make a pull here to the big camp as well. Doom here pulling the creeps as Vansor is trying to kill the creeps as fast as possible in the small camp. And
that could be a tough timing to hit.
Yeah,
they still pull one melee, but...
Yeah, this is hard to pull. No range creep on that camp.
Yeah, Centaurs and Trolls are the best creeps to get for that hard camp pull.
Yeah.
They didn't get either one, so...
Exactly.
Still, they still managed to pull one melee creep, and anything helps at this point in time.
Yeah.
And they
already
can afford to do
Alpha
that.
Wolf on the Doom. The creep that you can sometimes be looking for an entire game, you know, when you're playing Doom. Finds it on the first spawn. At least convenient. Haste on AA. They probably will look for a kill here on Lesh if they can get it. He's too far back though.
Yeah, that squishy support makes such a succulent target for the Navi aggro try. The other solos, while we aren't going to be seeing any action at the bottom lane, it looks like, take a look at that CS, Resolution having a great start up against Dendy's Brewmaster, sitting at 14-3. Dendy not far behind though at 12-1, and that shouldn't be a big surprise. That is mainly a farming battle, I would say. Just because Storm Spirit is really good against melees, but Brewmaster's usually too tanky to be in any real danger.
That's pretty much the case, yeah. Meanwhile, on top lane, we also have Funix farming really well here, but he's up against Tidehunter. Tide is quite easy to harass, but he has a Stout Shield and Boots. It's very hard to kill. Roki being targeted a little bit here, but good positioning. With Boots on Tyra, he's just so fast.
Yeah, Always Wanna Fly still manages to land his stun
nice
freely
damage.
there.
Nice damage. Might force out a healing ward even from ХВОСТ here, but they just gotta keep him low HP. Some question marks going out from Resolution here. These two teams, this is not even bad manner, by the way. They just know each other really well, and I think they're having fun, as we saw it as well in the beginning. A lot of good luck, had fun coming out from pretty much every single player.
Yeah, now, we were talking about this earlier when we were sitting on the couch between our games, and you were talking about the Brewmaster and the skill build for Brewmaster mid. Now, you said you prefer to see Drunken Haze, or so basically a 3-1-1 build for Brewmaster many times when you're mid. Do you agree, again, with this matchup, Brewmaster versus Storm, do you think he should have that miss percentage chance?
I think so. I don't really agree with putting second point into Drunken Brawler. It gives 5% more to your crit and dodge chance, of course. Still the same damage, and you always have this 10-second guaranteed miss if you haven't been attacked for 10 seconds. So I think you can just get away with putting 1 point in Drunken Haze and messing up a lot of enemy lasts with it. And whenever I play against the Brewmaster myself, it's really simple if he doesn't get Drunken Haze, and if he does get Drunken Haze, you pretty much rely on luck on very many last hits, and that can ruin your farm for quite a bit.
Yeah, and in a passive lane like this, where neither one is really looking for a kill early on, it can make a big difference, where winning your lane actually comes down to CS more than anything else. But there's still the potential for some aggression here. Resolution is getting close to that level 6 mark, but at the same time, that is where most often you're going to see supports coming in to try and gank you, and that's why Resolution is playing so far back.
Yeah. Always before Storm gets level 6 is when you want to go out and shut him down. Meanwhile, bottom lane we also see Poppy taking a little bit of a dangerous walk here as the Empire supports want to kill him, but ХВОСТ is also around and he's pretty much immortal. Very hard to kill a Juggernaut at this point of the game, and now Mid's gonna see the dive here. Resolution gets slowed up.
Slowed down, Dendy's gonna get close enough for a clap. He also has his ultimate. Resolution slows it down for a second. Dendy even pops the ultimate posthumously there, just because the attempted teleport.
Well, at least they can push with the ulti. It's a little bit of a waste, but you know, at least it deals a lot more damage than his normal right click, so better safe than sorry, I guess. And nice kill, nice first one.
Yeah, really, for me, that was really odd because they knew exactly what was happening there, and yet Resolution still put himself in that position.
Yeah, so they just canceled 3 TPs total in terms of the first TP that the Brewmaster ulti was forced with, and then 2 more TPs now canceled as well as the tower died. That's a lot of gold in the early game, and that also means you won't have TP on these heroes for quite some time.
I have to say, though, I think that was pretty brilliant the way that Navi played that out with the Brewmaster skipping past that tier 1 tower and just completely shutting down Resolution, but also being able to ensure the tier 1 tower take a huge amount of damage. If you don't actually have the Storm Spirit moving forward like that, you're still going to claim the tier 1 tower in exchange for Resolution getting a safe level 6. So even if they didn't get the kill on the Storm Spirit, it was still going to be a great trade-off. Stun lands on both, but no stun from the left track in time. ХВОСТ will be able to get off his spin, and that's what's lovely about it, is these 2 supports can rotate out because on the Juggernaut, not normally known for his offlane. We've seen it once or twice, but he is actually a really good offlane hero just because he can just spam out Blade Fury in these sort of missile stuns.
It's been used a bit, and we have seen it. But now, look at Dendy. We are 6 minutes and 50 seconds in, and he's back into base, selling his Ironwood here and just getting enough gold for Blink Dagger just before minute 7. This is ridiculously fast. This is pretty much as fast as you can get it, because he got first blood, he got the tower kill mid, and he has good CS as well. So if he ganks someone now, you probably won't expect him to have a Blink already. He's actually gonna go in and kill a stack here, though. Kind of funny to see a Brewmaster kill stacks.
Yeah,
of course he can do it.
This is odd. I think for the most part, he's just trying to get his supports level 6. Because obviously the gold he's getting out of this is not going to have any immediate benefit. Obviously, Blink Dagger is the big power spike for a Brewmaster. So I think just giving the extra bit of experience to his supports.
No, any value you can get, though, is just effective creep clearing as well. Yeah. And if they want to go for a kill now on mid lane, they have smoked up. They can try. They have the silence from Skywrath, and that's going to be key. And they get spotted out.
Oh, they got him.
Silence gets it.
Resolution, the moment that silence hits, he's done for. So nicely played. Blink Dagger is going to be revealed by Dendy, but well worth it as they get the kill on Resolution, effectively shutting him down even further. He started out so well, right? He was ahead in CS up against the Brew, but that one rotation in from the Skywrath Mage made a huge difference, and now they're just kind of snowballing with that change.
Yeah, this shows how Navi are very used to, you know, the power of Storm is of course always if he gets nice farm after level 6 and doesn't die before level 6. But they killed him once right before level 6, now with the silence can kill him after. Look now. Wow. They got spotted by the tower, but else that would have been an easy kill as well. Diving behind tower.
Dendy really could have gone for that one. He was in range for the blink, but
it's risky though.
Yeah,
like 5 TBs or 4
yeah,
TBs.
He would be able to ensure the kill on Always Wanna Fly, guaranteed 100%. But at the same time, you go, I'm behind tier 2s with my Brewmaster ultimate. That can only last so long, you know.
Yeah, the worst tier 2 to be behind as well, because where do you go from there?
Right.
Run to mid lane. There's another tower waiting for you. Hello. It's tough. Right now, I would love to see Navi farm up level 6 on AA. I don't think he should be where he is right now. I think Puppy should just be pulling and get that level 6 up, because sure, I understand the sentiment of ganking
Radiant's
here with
top
Skyrat and Brewmaster, but 6 is more important. I think he will make that decision as well himself now.
Yeah, and to build on that, I actually feel that while Navi are rotating, I think basically what it comes down to, you're saying Navi are spending too much time rotating around with their supports. Well, at the same time, I was going to criticize Empire for doing the exact opposite.
Wow, solo kill.
That is huge. Juggernaut finally picking up his level 6 and with the Omni Slash finishing off the Doom. But these supports from Navi, they're not the stronger rotating supports, right? Dendy's actually going to go for the kill on Always Wanna Fly, silenced up. They do get the stun, the follow-up. No, the missile doesn't land in time. And with that Brewmaster ultimate going off, they ensure a kill onto at least the Leshrac, possibly even Vanscore as well. Kuro's trapped in the trees, will be taken out by Resolution. Vanscore's dealing with these Brewlings and taking a huge amount of damage in the process. Gets the stun, and then not quite enough. The blink away from Dendy will be in time though. Resolution could not stop that one. Meantime though, they're forcing a lot of tension in the mid lane. Bottom is being pushed out by the 3 heroes of Navi.
Yeah, this bottom is really, really dangerous as well. Gets caught out. He should have backed way earlier as he knew that this Brewmaster is heading down there, running away from the mid lane. So now he gets picked up and the tower is gonna go down. No real way to defend, or is there? I don't know about this one.
Resolution comes in trying to focus on Funnick here, but with the healing ward, Funnick is going to be kept alive. And Resolution, he's going to burn every single bit of mana almost he has just to be able to get out of here. Now Funnick comes in, tries to block out Always Wanna Fly, taking a huge amount of damage in the process, will lose his life. The question is, can Navi do anything here? They get the silence on Resolution. Dendy gets the blast, but the silence will fade. Now the turn around, stun onto Curl. They lose Leshrac, Vanscore going in, trying to chase out Curl. Resolution at the same time coming up. Vanscore has the shot, the ultimate. Is they going to be able to kill Curl? And now they go for Dendy, using the Ravage just to ensure the kill.
Yeah.
And Resolution making a huge recovery after that one. Ice Blast, I don't think it'll kill Vanscore. It'll be close.
Yeah, I think he's dead. He might live. Yeah, he lives. Benefit of having solo HP.
Yeah, you're 10% proc.
Yeah, sometimes you think you're dead, but you're not. Either way, that was really good, and of course, using Ravage just to ensure a kill on something like the mid laner is always worth it this early on, I would say.
Right.
Because, sure, it's a long cooldown, but...
Especially one that's so farmed, because he's gotten so many kills.
Yes, exactly. So, nice recovery by Empire in top lane now. Resolution trying to be aggressive. Gets slowed up, though.
Once again, the silence ruins him, but it's only level 1. And seeing as nobody's going to go down here, well, there is actually an Ice Blast coming in from the side. Resolution's going to take a lot of damage, but the Ice Blast does land a little too far back. And Resolution also dosses a clap there, so Navi will content themselves with the tier 1 tower as they force the rest of Empire back, but unfortunately Empire do live. Mystic Flare though.
Navi are keeping the pace up so
Radiant's
high.
top tower
they
has
took
fallen.
the bottom tower, and then straight after, even though they lose a few heroes, they go straight to the top tower, just pushing that down as well, and they show no signs of stopping really here
Dire's
overall.
middle tower
ХВОСТ,
is under attack. Radiant's top tower is
He's
under
in the
attack.
vision here, but nothing can really kill him.
So there's something I want to talk about. I think Skywrath Mage, most of the time as a support, you should be prioritizing Arcane Bolt, but when you're dealing with certain really mobile heroes, such as Storm Spirit, do you think it's better for you to go for a 1-1-3 build, prioritizing Ancient Seal?
This game, I think so.
Yeah.
This game, I really think he should have maxed Ancient
Radiant's
Seal, but
top tower
again,
is under attack.
I'm not totally positive that it would always be better. Just because of how this game has played out, I would say it would have been better, but then again, you never know if you're not going to be with your teammates all the time with the Skywrath. And the solo kill potential is much better when you have some levels in Arcane Bolt. But just because
Radiant's
of all the damage coming from AA and Brewmaster,
Mag is
tied, but
might be caught out.
He's a Tide, so
yeah,
if you want to go on him.
Simply put, he's a Tide Hunter.
He is a
What
Tide.
can you do?
Yeah, he is. He's the fat. Storm Spirit now trying to move out, moving around wherever he can. He might even be looking for a courier kill, to be honest here. Not sure what else he's looking for.
Well, he could go for the support here in this mid lane. Puppey has shown himself a couple times. Puppey actually almost has a full mech, while Doom are farming Silent Doom. Sure, he actually went for a Hand of Midas, and that's why his mech was delayed, but it still goes to show that Navi have such good control. They're going to have mech timing well. Primal Split, if the Ice Blast lands here, in fact it does, that's going to ensure the kill onto Silent, stopping that regen from Scorched Earth and also ensuring the proc damage.
Arrow going in here, mid.
Gets the Omni Slash onto Always Wanna Fly, that's going to ensure that kill. Now maybe the turnaround. Stun, not going out from Vanscore, he's in some trouble, has to swap himself with the Mag. They could turn around and try and go for a Ravage, but they realize there's just not enough damage with both the Doom and the Leshrac down.
Yeah, especially with Skywrath just camping around here. He's ready to go as well. So, very nice play right now by Navi. I like their movement across the map. And it's very hard for Empire to find the opening here for Storm, whatever he wants to do.
Magspot, gotta be careful here. Dendy, he may not have an ultimate, but he's currently got a double damage rune. And with that guaranteed crit from Drunken Brawler, that is an insane amount of burst damage.
This should be Roshan with the healing ward. Just easily take this. Slap it down with the double damage. No problem. Almost Orchid now entirely done on this Nature's Prophet. He was solo safe lane against the Tide Hunter, which is not a hard lane for Furin, but he's still looking really farmed with base boots, no plasma, knife, Orchid with about 15 minutes. That is very funny. As always. I think he has always been a very, very strong player.
Resolution does have a regen rune. Roshan getting low health. Here comes the Resolution jumping in. Roshan not going down just yet. Resolution takes a lot of damage. Mag actually gets off the Ravage, finishing up Fury. Immediate buyback. Resolution claps inside the Roshan through the flash as well. Resolution has to jump out. They've already finished off, and a lot of buybacks coming out. They're going to have the Juggernaut fight buybacks. Going towards Empire. He gets the Aegis Silent, grabs it just in time. Then he's locked inside the pit. And what a huge turnaround. Navi missing everything. They're still going to go for these kills. They're going to try and get the kill onto Always Wanna Fly. Quickly getting that one. ХВОСТ doesn't have an Omni Slash to be able to finish off another one. Without the spin, there's not much else he can do. Kuro's going to jump away from Silent. Vanscore almost going down as the right clicks from Puppey keep on coming, and he will be able to ensure that one.
Yeah,
but Silent gets out with the Aegis.
They got 4 kills in the end, but still, that was triple buyback for Navi. I believe they died with 5 or 6 heroes, I'm not sure.
Yeah, 5 heroes went down.
I could not see who got the last hit on Roshan, sadly, in all of that, but at least the Aegis was stolen by the Doombringer and he gets away with it. So, yeah, considering how far ahead Navi were right before that, this was a huge, huge loss.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is just attributed to the fact that no one was scouting for a smoke. No one was standing outside. And did they even have, I believe, I'm not even sure they had a ward outside. I don't think so. Straight outside, I don't think it had a ward.
Yeah,
then you should try and always have one guy at least standing there and just, you know, fending off any smoke movement straight into it.
Right. You could see about a 3,000 gold uptick there for Empire, and at the same time, even more in experience, as Empire actually ahead in experience currently. So that was a huge fight for them. And this actually gets a lot of heroes. For example, Mag is getting close to his Blink Dagger. It's seriously delayed, considering he was in a 1v1 matchup, but still. He's getting there. He's almost ready for that Empire. Their smoke is going to be revealed here. They're going to jump forward here with Resolution, trying to jump on ХВОСТ, and there goes that Doom. Like you said, the power to be able to stop that Mag immunity, and now the Brewmaster has already popped his ultimate. They're going to focus on the Fireman, and immediately Resolution with that silence. No, the swap wasn't enough. The kill still comes out for Kuro. As the neutral is able to finish him off, Empire's down, Silent trying to get close enough, but a good sprout will hold him in place. In fact, the cold feed is going to prod. It's just the liquids are enough to take away that Aegis. Then he comes back from his ultimate, slowing down, Always Wanna Fly, and that's going to be enough for Navi to ensure that kill, but there goes that Orchid. Stopping Funnock from being able to do that.
They want to go here. They want to go on Silent. Not as well.
Yeah, with the Ice
Blast. Though.
Now, nice chance. Oh, beautiful double clap there from Dendy, focusing both of those heroes down. Now Mag is just left to teleport himself away. Speaking of which, Mag never had the opportunity to hit a good Ravage there.
Yeah,
probably
held on to it.
Radiant's
lack of
bottom
blink
tower
dagger.
is under
Yeah,
attack.
held on to it. And that's really... I don't know. I don't want to say that Mag has been playing bad or something, but Funnick has outplayed him on the lane. It is a lane that favors the Furion a little bit, but Mag should still be having his blink dagger at a decent timing. Not having
Radiant's
it at an
bottom
18
tower
and
is
30
under
minute
attack.
team fight is very, very late, as you were saying.
Yeah, the way I kind of think about the lane is that Tidehunter will walk away from the lane with less gold and maybe even less experience, but Tidehunter will be able to have that big power spike because
Dire's
he gets the
middle
blink
tower
dagger,
is
and
under
that should
attack.
have a larger impact in the game at 15 to 25 minutes than in Nature's Prophet and whatever he gets. But
Exactly.
the sad fact is, Funnick has still had a larger impact in these team fights because he's so massively overfarmed.
Yeah, he's doubling the Tide's net worth. Of course, Furion is a high farmer, so that's to be expected that he has quite a lot of gold. Big timing now for Empire is going to be when they finish up the BKB on Storm, because then they can go pretty ruthlessly into team fights. Just focus down whoever they want, target him with Storm jumping in first, following up with Doom walking in, and of course Tidehunter walking next to him and blinking in. They can just make sure that someone will die. That's pretty much their game plan, and Storm should be able to live through it as long as he has the BKB. So now it's a game of initiation. If Navi get the initiation first though and get everything off as they want
Dire's
to,
middle
then
tower
they could
is
also be
under
the ones to
attack.
come out on top. But teamfight, I would say the Empire by far in a way are much stronger right now.
Yeah, I'm really going back to this, and I have to say I'm not a big fan of the Storm Spirit as the last pick here for Empire, solely because of the fact they're dealing with a Skywrath Mage. Skywrath Mage is forcing you into a BKB first for Storm Spirit, and that is never a position you want to be in for a Storm. It just limits your aggression so much when you don't have any early intelligence items like a fast Orchid. Like, without that regen, Storm Spirit is left with just... it feels like your power is kind of halved by the fact you win for a BKB. He has to go for it just because Silence is such a killer, but at the same time, I don't think you should ever be picking Storm if you're forced into a BKB first.
I'm not sure, actually. I kind of like it, even though you're in a game like this, because the BKB allows for a different playstyle than the Orchid, just that you can go confidently into even team fights, not only to pick up ganks. Of course, the Orchid is superior in all those scenarios where you're just looking to kill someone fast and go for like the Brewmaster or something. Or the Smoke, you always want to fly speed 1, tanks the entire Omni Slash, and that's an instant kill. If you're alone caught out by your Narrow, you're probably always dead, unless you Storm or something.
Yeah, how many times have we seen that same story where poor Leshrac is just taking the Omni Slash?
Yeah. Well, that's the story of being a support. Suck it up.
And that's soon going to be actually an agonist for ХВОST. He's over halfway, and they're about to claim the tier 2. They've got the healing ward. That's what I love about this Juggernaut as the one position, even though I was pretty skeptical about the pickup. The one good thing, it gives you a lot of sustain for these pushes.
Yeah, and I like that he levels his healing ward here. Wait for a kill, actually. Trying to find something. Vanscore might go down. Oh,
Orchid,
right
he's going to get low from this Orchid card.
Yeah, he actually does. The Orchid is so nice, the extra damage ticking in. So they managed to actually gank that. I thought he was safe in the end. Orchid, well. But yeah, as I was saying, the healing ward is really the power of Gennaro, as you were hinting as well. You can push so much more effectively when you have this massive heal coming for your entire team. And that's what we used to see. We used to even see your Narrow played a lot with Lone Druid, just because of the synergy between the bear and healing and HP percentage.
I have to say, Funnick is impressing me with, I mean, he's died 3 times, and yet he still is going to have a Scythe of Ice, seems like by 25 minutes.
It's ridiculously fast, it is. For sure. Dandy? Yeah.
So I think they have to try and doom him every single time, but
I don't know about Dandy jumping down there, but he basically the BKB comes into play as well.
maybe the right click's enough. Resolution will be able to secure the kill. He doesn't have much mana. Fighting up against Funnick in a 1v1 still wins that, thanks to Mag making it a 2v1 there. Perfect, and now I always want to fly. He's also trying to he's going to be stunned up. 3 kills, Empire.
And a tower.
This is, I mean, this just seems so back and forth. Navi held an advantage after the laning phase and then threw it away in one massive Roche fight where Empire surprised them with the smoke.
Dire's
They
middle
still
tower
got
has
themselves
fallen.
into an advantage again until this last team fight. That was a big win for them.
Yeah, no way they checked Resolution's inventory there. I don't think they would ever do what they did there if they knew he had a BKB. They must have been surprised by it, and this was the first time he used it, of course. They should have seen it by now, though. He has shown himself on lanes, and they also had vision on him when he came to take that rune. Then he blinked in after he already had picked the illusion rune, so I was a little bit surprised by it. Of course, Skywrath was there. It was a nice bait to try and get the Storm to jump and then silence him, but of course BKB, that was the power that I was talking about. You can just say, screw everything, I go, I kill you, and then I kill the next guy, and I will probably live because I have BKB. And Storm's armor, by the way, is really impressive as well. He has 9 armor, almost 10 armor. He's very close to having them, which is quite a lot for an
Yeah, if I recall, I believe his agility gain is one of the highest for
NTR,
for many.
Yeah,
like
for any non-agi, I think he's very high. 49 is really high.
Dire's
build,
bottom
to be
tower
honest.
is
Just the
under
base
attack.
armor, I think he starts at 6 armor. So
That's
very
true.
high.
Another tier 1 tower being threatened is always want to fly using his
Dire's
maxed
bottom
out
tower is
diabolic
under
edict
attack.
to push in the lane, but Empire not too anxious to look for a fight, at least not yet. Maybe they're waiting for Navi to show a couple of heroes and try and find an initiation first rather than letting themselves be initiated on. Probably because they know how important jumping on the Furion is at this point. If they can find the Furion and ravage him, like that's what, 6,000 gold that he has
Dire's
saved
bottom
up with his
tower is under
Orchid and his
attack.
Scythe device and everything else.
Yeah.
Put to waste just because
Dire's
he has
bottom tower
no
has
defense,
fallen.
right? If you're able to catch him out with a disable,
Radiant's
he's
middle
bursting
tower
down
is
in.
under attack.
Yeah, fairly true, but then again, he could also fly back if you're forced to commit too much to killing him and he flies back and you're in an awkward position. But I would say just because Empire, as previously stated, they are so far ahead in terms of fighting potential. If they go S5, they're just so much stronger that Navi don't really have a simple answer, especially with Doom being able to just throw down his ulti on Juggernaut and kind of stopping him completely.
Yeah.
See if Navi actually get this easy Roche here. They're gonna try and do it a little bit sneaky. There was Wars watching them as they walked into this pit though.
But I believe they actually snuck in through that slight line where you can't see. They were hugging the cliff pretty heavily.
Yeah, they may have gotten much effective no push coming out. They just almost got Wars down, so they know what's up, but it's too late.
Sean has fallen to the
now.
dire.
Do they still take the fight though? Empire? Nope, they're gonna back away.
I think Navi don't want to fight either.
Yeah.
So they, both the teams are backing off here. I don't think anyone wants to take the fight. And Hex did finish up on Phonic now, so pick-off potential is really strong from Navi as well. But a downside to playing Furion in this game is that you can't really split push the lanes as actively as you want to. You can't rat as much against the Storm.
Right.
He will jump you, he'll find you, and he will bring you down. He's really the best hero against split push.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do because you can't Orchid or Scythe device him before he pulls you because he pulls you in the middle of Ball Lightning. So
yeah, he is immortal while he's jumping, invulnerable. So there's no way to stop him from doing that.
So
Maybe the Blink Dagger will come out from Furion soon and he can split push with that. Gives you a little bit of safety, but I think BKB or something like that would be more reliable.
a lot of force stats coming out. Mag has just grabbed his. Skywrath Mage is going to get one of his own as well. And always want to fly. Apparently he's really tired of these Solar's Omni Slashes. He went ahead and grabbed himself a Ghost Scepter as his first item, which makes sense. I mean, he's dealing with a Furion and all these right clicks and the obvious counter to Omni Slash.
In before
from
ХВОСT
Juggernaut.
gets a Diffusal Blade, just purges him during the slash.
Hey, honestly, I think that's he's so farmed at this point. Like already having the Aghanims 27 minutes in, he can go for a really fast Diffusal Blade, and it'll still be a great item, not only just with Ghost Scepter, but also that, like in general, just the mana burn will still do a decent amount so early onto the game.
He could. It's decent. It's also gonna be nice. To be honest, I think it's underutilized to have Diffusal Blade against Hex. And a lot of people think it's funny when I say it, but if your teammate gets Hex and you have Diffusal Blade, you can just purge it off. And that's a very nice way to
Radiant's
remove it. You're a little bit
bottom
like an
tower is
Abaddon
under
immediately right there. And
Dire's
Storm
top
is gonna
tower
build
is
its
under attack.
Unless it's a link.
Dyer's top tower has fallen.
Yeah,
Radiant's
expect the
bottom
side
tower
device as well, just extra power to be able to focus down the Furion, or maybe even the Juggernaut. The problem is, Navi, as strong as they can be right now, they're still so susceptible to initiation.
Yeah.
Because they can easily pop the Furion, and if the Juggernaut is hit by a disable as well, he gets doomed up, there goes that accuracy. Completely wasted
Radiant's
in
bottom
a team
tower
fight.
is
So
under attack.
Navi have to be really careful with their positioning, and even though they do have the power to push uphill, they have to be aware of that jump in Ravage from Matt.
They chipped away a little bit, you know, nice damage dealt. So this tower is almost down to 50% HP. And now they just have to be careful. If anyone goes top and tries to farm there, Resolution is right now scouting with his remnants over and over, placing them to get vision, and Tidehunter is also there.
I feel like it's almost a game of chicken where Empire,
Oh, it is.
Resolution sitting there and going, you're not going to actually take my tier 3. You're going to back up, and Furion's going to split push. But
Yeah.
Navi, they backed up, but they didn't go that last part. No one's actually stopping the push in at the top lane, and that means a lot of wasted time for both the Storm Spirit and the Tidehunter there. Navi are going to continue, looks like, for their push, and why not? They've got the Aegis. They can let ХВОСT be the frontliner.
I don't want to poke again.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Empire can't let them do this. Empire have to commit, and they're quite strong when they do as well. Haste Rune on Storm as well is a big deal in a team fight. Even faster, always nice.
And Resolution kills the healing ward first.
I mean,
Navi
Navi
gets very low though.
Now that they forced them down, you can see a little bit of a line here towards the mid. They want to push down the tier 2 tower. I think this is very confident by Navi to try and go for more pushing, but it's also how you play your narrow. If you stop pushing down, you fall behind, because this hero is not a hard carry by any means. He's more of a just momentum-based carry, taking towers and pushing. Oh, are they? Yeah, they're predicting this. They saw it with their ward.
The smoke, they're going to run into both. Over the top. Only hits Van's core, but they're still going on Poppy. Going to be able to take him out in a second. That's still a lot low by Resolution. Notice the lack of mana as ХВОСT continues to try and focus him down. Brewmaster, in the meantime, did finish off some of the supports in the background. Kuro runs into Resolution. Will be able to take him out there. ХВОST getting away with the Aegis, as Silent is going to be held in place by the Sprout. One innings after Mag finally gets off the Ravage, but it's going to do nothing in response. Well, maybe it actually always want to fly. Managed to kill Ancient Apparition there.
Oh, why you walk back? Not for this.
No,
Not for this.
a dieback for always want to fly as he tries to come in and help his allies, but
Kuro
yeah.
getting the solo kill there, or sort of solo kill on the Storm Spirit as well. And Doombringer didn't want to waste his Doom just because of the Aegis on Unero. So this shows how important Roshan is. If you don't have Aegis on Unero in this fight,
Radiant's middle
yeah,
tower
in the
has
end,
fallen.
no Doom was used. And the fight was so convincingly well by Navi.
Yeah, Navi, they have the top push coming in. They already played the tier 2 in middle, and they're now going to be able to take tier 3 as well, because there's just simply no buybacks coming out from Empire. They do have them, but they're not opting to go for it just yet. They're so close that it looks like they're just going to give up their mid set of racks. And
Yeah,
it's
they don't have Ravage.
Radiant's
They can't
middle
do anything,
barracks
like
are
they
under
can't
attack.
stop this,
Radiant's
but
middle
the problem
barracks
is,
has
this is
fallen.
not it. They're pushing bottom as well, and you have to fight. If you lose 2 racks in 30, you're out. You can't recover from that. So that's quite well Ravage.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They're going to try and burst down Poppy. Already got off the edge one, and that's decent. Here comes another Omni Slash. Venture Spirit already taken out. Ghost Scepter absorbing a lot of damage, but Resolution is still low. He's going to go for the supports in the back. Kills off Kuro, now jumps away. Denton, though, tries to get the clap off. They need a couple right clicks on Resolution. They don't kill him. But he gets the Orchid, another right click. They should be able to get a great force step. Just in time by Mag. Will save Resolution's life. Bunny gets now come back in. After a buyback, starts focusing down. Always want to fly. He should go down in just a second here. He can clean up some of these tankier heroes. ХВОСT gets picked off. There goes that Doom. It runs down, and the Brewmaster actually gets off his ultimate. That changes the fight entirely. Resolution managed to kill Funny there. The Brewmaster will start focusing on Silent. If you can get this kill and manage to get out, another great force stab from Mag, and with reduced damage there from the Anchor Smash, they can actually finish off the Doom. And that means Brewmaster may go down without claiming a fight. Dendy blinking away just in time. Mag can still pursue. For a second, Anchor Smash, Gunch, and the swap will be able to stop it. Dendy will be taken out there.
Oh, and the
Van's
gem as
core.
well. So they do actually manage to clean him up completely. And they lost their bottom racks. Sure, they lost mid racks, mid tower, and so on. They lost bottom tower as well, but they get a very big payback for it at least. So Empire not out of this game by any means, and they can still make a comeback here. That was really big. Look at the amount of gold on Silent.
Yeah, he's got 5,600. Storm Spirit had a huge amount. He's actually straight up finishing his Scythe of Ice and still has another 900 left over. So I think in a way, you could look at that read from Empire and going, we're going to lose our mid set of racks, but it'll be worth it because of the gold we held on to. I think you could say that's worth it. Yeah. Because Empire, they're certainly at a big disadvantage here, but they just got a huge power spike that I don't think Navi can actually fight them anymore. The Scythe of Ice as well as Assault Cuirass, it looks like, is going to be Silent's option here. Yeah. That makes a huge difference in the next team fight.
It's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. And Storm, with his BKB and Scythe, he's going to be really strong. And the armor aura now from both Lads and Assault Cuirass stacking together just makes his entire team so tanky here from Silent. So Navi,
Puppy, he tried to go for the Ward Pearl. Will try and help out his ally. At the very least, he'll cost Resolution some extra mana.
This is how evil it is when the BKB is there on Storm. He will just go relentlessly.
He managed to jump off the cliff with the last hit, and oh, he's going to get nuked down. The swap goes out. Resolution's not going to be safe. Ravage goes off, though. Hitting on three. They're going to burst down the two heroes at the side and go for the Brewmaster next. He pops his ultimate. Vanscore's going to be taken down by Funnick. No, Meg saves him for a second. Funnick trying to get out, pops his own BKB. Silent, though, has a ton of damage on his own with that Assault Cuirass. He can take down Funnick, but he's getting blocked up by Always Want to Fly. If he can get there, if he can kill Funnick, he'll be perfect, but he can't see him. Oh, Matt comes in, puts a stop to that one as the Leshrac lands his stun, gives up his life in the process as Dendy gets him. But in overall, a 3-for-4 exchange, perfect for Empire, mainly because Doom survived, and he now has another 2,500 gold. He's going to be critting like a truck soon.
Yeah, he will. And also, the big part about this is that Empire, they drag out the game. They make the game even longer. Sure, if you look over to the Empire, you see, okay, what do we have for late game? They have, like, Doombringer, Storm, not too impressive. But then you have Venge. It's a lot when you manage to drag out a game towards late game with Venge. Just because of this extra damage for both that, the auras from Doom, even the Wolf, Alpha Wolf aura, they all hit really hard, and you can see it in the fights already. So, I think if Navi, if they can't close this game with the next, they should be able to take Roshan. They can close the game with the next stages here. It's gonna get really hard against Empire. Oh, the diffuser is up now on Unero.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to point out. You were completely right in those big round diffusers. You have 3K gold on top of that. I'm not sure what he's going to build for that. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Puppy almost has an Agnes. He needs another 1,000 gold, and Roshan is certainly going to give him has a large share of gold on his own. Certainly not close enough for a full-out refresher, but again, it just goes to show, like, as you were saying, if Navi don't close out this game, still more big upgrades for Empire.
Yeah, I would say so. And I think that ХВОСT, looking at his items right now, I think he should go into maybe even a Mjolnir next. It looks a little bit awkward seeing that, but I just think it's such a huge buff to have Mjolnir him. With your ulti, you will proc a lot of weapons when you're jumping around, and your attack speed is needed for extra auto attacks during the ulti. You have the Aghanim, so it's a long and nice ulti with level 16 plus. I think that's what he needs. I don't think a very squeaky carry though. And Doom is always gonna just make this Unero an easy target to shut down. But Navi, they're gonna make the play. I think it's kinda has to happen now in bottom lane.
Yeah, Navi. I think they're looking at this. We have a Rod of Atos going to be finished up by the Skywrath Mage. I think they're gauging what items do we need in order to push in. Do we spend the time finishing up an Aghanims? Because that is a huge difference in team fights when you have the ability. 15 seconds, especially against tanky heroes like the Tidehunter or like the Doom. 15 seconds of that debuff makes a big difference in these team fights. So they can sit back and I think they can farm that up. But as you said earlier, it's just drawing out the game even further. So it's a risk, right? It's going to give them more power in the team fights.
But they want it.
But it gives Empire the ability to farm up just those couple of extra items.
Yeah, they are trying to just finish those items before going. And also it would be kind of stupid, I think, to take a fight with 4k gold and Aegis on Unero. You would really prefer to finish up whatever item he wants to go for next, be it the Maelstrom into Mjolnir or whatever he wants. Butterfly is also a great option. You can even go for MKB or something like that for extra damage. But whatever you want to go, I think you kind of want to spend these 4k gold before you go into the next fight.
Funnick has 3k as well, but his presumably is going to be held on to because he can buy back and instantly get into the team fight. He starts the push in onto the melee racks.
Aggressive. Seems they're gonna take the fight without spending more than this, and they don't have access. They have not spent the gold on.
Oh, this is perfect. Look at that. They're actually going to put ХВОСТ in a poor position with his Aegis. They quickly burst him down. They don't spend a whole lot. Now they're going to go off his second life. ХВОСТ is going to travel to get into the team fight. So he's going to come a lot. He's going to be taken out as they continue to move forward. Resolution with his silence. He's going to take out. So Navi do form a response here, but they're going to lose the team fight. Ravage being used just to ensure that Funnick goes down. The Brewmaster trying to target some of the supports, but he's not even make it out alive.
That's a team wipe for nothing. It's really,
Radiant's middle tower
it was
is
kind
under
of
attack.
expected though, if they just take this fight straight up. We have been saying it. We think that Empire have the stronger team fight, and without spending all this money, Navi are just fighting against a huge gold disadvantage, to be honest. Sure, you're looking at them having the 8k or whatever gold advantage going into the fight, but in the end, they had 4k gold unspent on Unero, 2.5k gold unspent on the AA, another 3.5k over at Furion, and 2k gold on Dendi.
Yeah.
It's good gold to have for buybacks, but buybacks won't help you when you're fighting across the map.
Right, unless you have a hero like a Furion, one of the few heroes who can instantly help you out.
Yeah, well, he didn't dive
everyone else,
so he can't even do it in this fight. Yeah, they got punished there for being a little bit undisciplined, I think. They should have backed up and finished items.
The boosted travel pickup already doing a lot for Silent as he pushes in the bottom lane, immediately teleports to mid as he joins his team for the tier 2 tower push. And they're going to smoke up, trying to make their way across and catch out Puppet. Perfect! If they can take out this Ice Blast before they push uphill. Such a big difference for them. Omni Slash going out though, Empire spreading the damage pretty well. Mansport will actually live. Always flying up point. He gets locked out, but both supports still fall. Brewmaster gets off his ultimate, searching for a disable here. Mag blinks himself away. Silent is going to be caught. And unfortunately, Silent, you are tanky as hell. It doesn't make a difference when you've got 5 heroes beating on you. So 3 heroes get picked off. Empire, I think it was the right idea, but they didn't quite claim the Ancient Apparition, and they're right in front of the tier 3.
Friendly throwback, you know. Oh, yeah. I see you dropped the game there, buddy. Here, let me pick it up for you. Yeah, very nice by Empire. Friendly guys. So, Navi is happy.
Scythe device, 2.4k gold on resolution. He can start working on his next item. Mag actually has just finished up his full up refresher, so he can have double Ravage in the next team fight. And even though Empire, like you said, bit of a throwback by them, Empire's still in the same position before, which is they can just sit there and defend. And it's going to be up to Navi to try and push uphill, except this time they're fighting up against double Ravage.
Oh, they scout Storm here, but I don't think it matters too much. Oh, actually, they have the Hex.
Oh, the nuking power is too
I didn't
much.
Think about it. The Blink Hex from Furion. Blink Dagger. Such a good item.
Yeah, he immediately goes to the bottom lane where he's going to try and push out, start threatening some of these Raxes while the rest of his team makes his way to the mid lane. Again, if they claim 2 Rax, it's hard for Empire to come back from that, no matter how much advantage they have in team fights. It's just simple wrap at that point in time. With 2 Rax down, all you have to do is focus on pushing one lane consistently.
Yeah. It makes it very easy, especially playing out from the Dire perspective. You can just have this rotation available, 2 lanes switching all the time.
There goes the first Ravage hunting quick put off the BKB as well as the Brewmaster gets off his ultimate. Now the Omni Slash bouncing around. He's actually hitting Silent right now. Kuro's been forced back. Ice Blast not hitting on the support. He's not let out. Silent actually gets picked off there. As the Ice Blast mixed in with the shrink right clicks there of Funnick. Just overwhelmed the Doom. Buybacks are going to come out from Empire, but they're 2 Racks down. They've used buybacks, and they're still going to be fighting for live 5. Mag, he's been silenced up, but he needs to go up to this top lane where already tier 3 tower has gone down. Empire. I don't think they can have a response without there goes the Radic. Oh, he's been silenced up! Mag! He can't throw it down, keeps it off, and most players have already got themselves out. He go for the supports, but that's a little too late because the Wax are going to go down soon. Both just finished off the Vengeful Spirit. Can focus on Mag if he wants to, but he doesn't care. He goes straight for that melee Wax. Go for Silent now, realizing that that's going to be the end of the game right there. They finish off Silent while also getting mega creeps. Even Mag is going to go down as Funnick has found him. And Empire. They had signs of life there towards the 35-minute mark.
They played really well. Yeah, I think they played really well overall, and they had a lot that they were doing in the game to work out great for them. Even though Resolution was shut down to a 0-3 stage there in the mid-game, or in the early game, by rotation of Skywrath and nice play overall by Navi. Like, he made a huge comeback into 11-8-12, and had a huge impact in the game overall. But despite their teamfight being so much stronger, and despite